How many of you guys have played Palworld? Push one in the chat if you have played Palworld yet. Have you even heard of Palworld? It's literally trending worldwide as we speak. Palworld everywhere. It's Pokemon with guns, essentially, with base building, resource crafting, all that good stuff. It's like Ark with Pokemon and Dragon Quest monsters and stuff like that. Palworld, you probably haven't been able to go anywhere on any video game website within the last 2-3 days without hearing about Palworld. It's on Xbox in early access. I think it's like a game preview beta. Excuse me for hiccuping. And then also it's on PC right now. But it's practically catching fever right now, Palworld. So I made a video the other day talking about how right now they're going through allegations of using AI, and that people are also saying that they are copying Pokemon with some of the character designs. There's a lot of stuff, but yeah, it's the hottest game in the world right now. There's over 4 million installs on PC at this moment. And the other day, there was over 1 million concurrent people playing it. But they also broke some records the other day. They broke an impressive Steam record for concurrent player milestones, beating out some of the greatest video games of all time within the last couple of years that blew up records. So Elden Ring and Cyberpunk, which are like two of the biggest games to break Steam records previously held. So it's been achieving significant success out of nowhere. This is literally a game that came out of nowhere. It's not made by a major development studio. It's made by a small studio called Pocket Pair that have literally only worked like on a couple other games, and it is wild. So it was not at all anticipated as a standout title for 2024, and it came right out the gate. January is fucking lit. If you think about it, Xbox came away with a huge W, getting some kind of small, low-budget, low indie title game on Game Pass. It's a Game Pass exclusive at this moment. Xbox took a chance putting it on there, and now it's like a huge exclusive, and I'm sure it'll eventually go to PlayStation. Sony would be stupid not to try to get it on there, or Nintendo. But yeah, it's quickly become a global sensation that is like at top of the charts. I think the only thing that it hasn't beat is PUBG. I think PUBG still holds a record from like 2018 on Steam when it was a paid game. It's free to play now, but I think PUBG still holds a record. But yeah, it's basically, yeah, like 4 million copies sold within just 3 days, which was reported by Pocket Pair on Twitter. And yeah, it's been called Pokemon with guns, if you guys haven't seen it. And it's blending monster catching with base building, survival stuff. It allows players to capture what are called pals. It's like the pocket monsters, the Pokemon in it, to gather materials, enhance your base. It's basically a game that I would definitely play and check out. I'm plan on streaming it soon. I enjoy these hangout and talking type of streams I've been doing. But yeah, it's basically currently past Elden Ring and Cyberpunk, and according to the Steam database, it reached a total of over 1,291,967 players, which surpassed Cyberpunk's record of 1,054,388 and Elden Ring's 953,426. So in just one day, it also surpassed Baldur Gates 3 and Hogwarts Legacy, becoming a formidable force on Steam in the gaming world. These stats that I'm looking at are like 2 days old, so it's probably increased immensely since then, because this game is gaining so much traction. It's fucking ridiculous. And it's like, somebody said it best the other day. They said if nobody's going to make a good, if Nintendo and Game Freak aren't going to make a good Pokemon game, somebody else will. And this is a definition of it, and it's been wild. Right? It's been a remarkable feat for Pocket Pair. And there's been like server issues on the launch day. There's been an overwhelming demand. And you got to remember, this was unexpected. So they were not prepared for this. I bet the developers making this game just thought it would be like some kind of like little throwaway thing like that. But there's been a lot of criticism from Pokemon fans saying that a lot of the designs that are used in the game are just like borrowed from the Nintendo franchise. If you look at some of the pals, I keep saying Pokemon, but it's the pals in the game. There's similarities to like certain characters. Like on the thumbnail I used, there was one that looks like an Electabuzz. It's like a big yellow character that looks like Electabuzz. There's pals in Pokemon that are like, I guess there's designs that look exactly like the same as other ones. And I don't know. The rumor is they're using AI. I guess when you use AI, sometimes, I guess the computer or the software might use, sources for reference and inspiration. So that will be happening. But there's honestly no real solid evidence that they're using AI at this time. But it's amazing how long this game has lasted, because there's been people obviously making comments about, oh, Nintendo's gonna take this game down, Nintendo's gonna not let this last. But the CEO of Pocket Pair, which I don't know what their name is at this time, it's a Japanese, I'm sure I have it written down somewhere, said they're not worried about Nintendo coming after the game, that they feel confident enough that they've made enough arrangements and changes to it. So this game has been wild. I mean, if you think about it, maybe this is what Nintendo needed. They needed somebody to kick them in the butt and make something like this to get their attention so they won't drop the ball like they did with Scarlet and Violet. I know a lot of people have had a little bit of letdown from the Pokemon games as of late. So definitely interesting to see how well it's doing at this time. Was it a missed opportunity by Nintendo to let Palworld slip through the cracks or anything like that? I don't know. Now, this game, I think it's different enough. It has enough of elements from other genres to combine it to make it feel like something different. Honestly, the only thing that I really feel that's close to being Pokemon related is the fact that you capture cute little creatures. Because it has like a mishmash of everything. So interesting to see that it's gaining this much traction. I know there's been a few of my friends that don't like it at all. Like they're literally shitting on it. Like as we speak, like, oh, this ain't a good game. I don't know why everybody's hoopla over it and stuff. But I think people like what's fresh, to be completely honest. Stuff that's refreshing and fresh and tries new things. And I felt, they did just enough with all the different types of things in it that I'm like, all right, I could check it out. So I've personally played like 2 hours, 3 hours of it. I've been meaning to go back to it. Just haven't had a chance to. And I'm excited to see just how big the game is and how massive. And you got to remember, it's not completed. It's not completed. It's still a game preview right now. It's still in beta. So who knows, now that there's millions of people playing it and installing it and money coming into the studio, just what they could do with with the fan base that the game has now. Like it'd be like having a small studio or a small restaurant and suddenly just being like, oh shit, there's hundreds of people here, but we only had a menu of 4 items. Now it's shit or get off the pot with Palworld. They gotta fucking make something now because they got a fan base that's fucking really huge. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on this, guys.